This weekend here on Channel 7, we get a taste of the life of Lyndon Johnson. It's a miniseries beginning this weekend called LBJ, The Early Years. The stars are Randy Quaid and Patti LuPone, both well-established performers. I talked to them via satellite. It seems Randy has always wanted to play LBJ.
When I first started in acting, I looked around, as any young actor would, for certain magnanimous roles that I could play, and Lyndon Johnson, I felt, was one that I could do. We were both tall, and the Texas drawl was
kind of came naturally, huh?
Yeah, being from Texas myself, from Houston, and I really just liked his story. He came from poverty, really, in this hard-scrabble farm country of Texas, and rose to become the most powerful man on earth, and that intrigues me.
Patti, how much did you know about Lady Bird Johnson before you got involved in this project?
Well, I was about 14 years old when John Kennedy died, and I don't recall anything after that. I knew Lady Bird and Lyndon, that they were First Lady and President of the United States, but...
You had to do your research once you got the role, then you had to go back and do all the... Patti, was this one of those roles where you had to go to the library and pore over the literature to research your character, or was it pretty easy?
Oh, it wasn't easy at all.
I know you had to change your voice quite a bit. Your natural speaking voice has no Southern in it at all that I can detect.
No. I'm from Long Island.
Yeah. Northport, I understand, right?
Yes,
Something
indeed.
Like that. Yeah, right out on the end. Randy, LBJ has a reputation for being somewhat of a rough customer. Do you have to pick up the beagle by its ears in this film or not?
No, we're going to do the presidential years after this one, if this show goes well, so I'll probably lift the beagle in that production.
Oh, so the presidential years is already in the works, huh?
Well, it's not in the works, but there's been some discussion about doing that.
As far as the powerful character that Lyndon Johnson was, coming from the poverty that you have already mentioned, did you ever wonder, and what did you wonder about what it takes to take somebody from that low to that high?
Well, Johnson had a tremendous drive, tremendous determination, perseverance. He had the energy of about 5 men. I really was quite taken by the way he just pushed himself to the very limits and beyond, and then those around him who worked for him, he pushed them and drove them very hard. He was just a real driven man who had his eye on the very top, and he never looked back.
Now, what Randy said about LBJ being driven will show up in the clip you're about to see. Something else that's startling is the miraculous change in the actors once they put on their characters.
You keep squeezing yourself smaller when you ought to be blossoming out into the woman that I saw in you from the very first day we met. Now, honey, you got beauty and brains to spare. And if I'm after you, it's only because I want to see you live up to your potential.
I can only be myself.
No, you're wrong. Now, you can be anything you want to be. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to buy you a new red dress and find you one of those beauty shops where they show you how to put on makeup, and I'll make a new girl out of you.
Stop trying to make me over. I don't want to be a new girl.
Honey, things are changing. Women are changing. You look at Amelia Earhart, or Anne Lindbergh, or Eleanor Roosevelt even. You could be like any one of them.
Lyndon, I'm not like any one of them.
Bird, now look, you knew that I was after big things when you married me. Don't you see, you're gypping me out of the kind of partner that I thought I was going to have. Now, I expect you to push yourself to the limit just like I pushed myself.
I've reached my limit. I can't take any more of your badgering.
Pretty powerful stuff. We'll see how it goes. Bill Ross is up next.